This is our town, the place we call home.
Welcome to This Is Our Town with Jeff Yorkie, a local public affairs presentation on MonroeCountyRadio.com.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Our Town. I'm Jeff Yorkie, and I am here today in our town. We have the superintendent of Jefferson Schools, Mike Petty. How you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing really good. It's been a while since you and I have spoken.
Yes, sir, it has.
In fact, it's not even the same show anymore.
No, it's not. I was going to say it's changed names since I've been here last.
I know. Now it's Our Town.
Our Town it
is.
Right.
Last time I talked to you, we were talking about a leadership program that you had for
Soda Elementary.
Right,
yes, sir.
right. So, and how's that going, by the way?
Fantastic. We just had our latest kiddos and the staff and the parents. We have help from everybody. Just phenomenal program. It's a phenomenal program, and it starts the leadership out early, gets them, empowers the kids. Soda is a kindergarten, first grade building, so it's 5 and 6 year olds, but it empowers those kids to be leaders of their own education.
Yeah, and
so the more they bite in and take ownership of their own education, the better off they are.
Right. Take ownership of their education. They take ownership of their lives. They gain confidence. Yep. And one thing leads to another, and that helps our community, and that's really what we're all about.
Yes, sir. These are the folks that I'm going to need when I get old, and that's not too far from now.
Yeah, I know. So, it's funny how mortality starts checking in, and you're like, oh, we really do care about you guys.
We very much do.
Yeah, you think we don't, but we do.
Yeah, we do.
Because you're going to be taking care of us.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we're going to talk about something a little different today.
Yes, sir.
And to help us with that, we have Alyssa Epler. Did I pronounce that?
Alyssa
Epler. I see. I always screw that up. Alyssa, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Welcome to the show. It's good to have you.
Thank you for having me.
So we're going to talk a little bit about it's the Monroe Rec, or the what is it? What's it called? The rec center you guys have over at the school, Jefferson Rec Center. The Jefferson Rec Center's got a millage coming up. But before we get to that, let's talk about the Jefferson Rec Center. First of all, where is the rec center? Is it right in the school?
Yes, the rec center is actually located on our campus. It's attached to the high school. We do have a separate entrance, but all of the students are able to get in from the high school to the recreation center. Okay,
and what kind of services are offered over there?
We definitely have a pool, a large gym, a cardio room, a weight room, an indoor track, access to the outdoor track, as well as racquetball courts, men's and women's locker rooms, boys and girls locker rooms.
And who can utilize the rec center?
At the moment, it's just Jefferson residents, or if you've graduated from Jefferson or have anything to do with Jefferson schools. So retired teachers, current teachers, athletic coaches.
Play-by-play announcers of football games. No?
For an extra fee, of course.
For an extra fee?
Yes.
Is there a way to do it for an extra fee?
Yeah. Well, that's something that we're looking for in the future.
Is that just
right
for
now,
me?
That would be just, your boss, behind us here could probably come after us. We got to be nice to her. But no, it's one of the things that we're looking into is expanding our services. Under Ms. Epler's leadership, the one thing that we've tried to do is expand what we're offering to the community, because truly it's a recreation millage for the community. So across the past 10 years, it was reopening the rec center, getting things back up to shape and get going, because the building was mothballed for a while there when the money's been tight in the schools. No doubt about it.
Right.
So Proposal A hit Jefferson hard once we flipped from property taxes to sales taxes. So one of the things our community did 10 years ago was came together and said, hey, we want a recreation millage, not only for just the rec center. That's where the majority of everything goes, is to the recreation center. But the playgrounds at both elementaries, and North, were built back up and some items added, and just really build the recreation there as well. So it's really a community millage. It's not just for the recreation center. And there's been a couple questions asked is why isn't the school general fund paying for this? Once we got it up and going, it was never intended to be that way. Right. This was to be a community recreation center. Do our athletes use this? Oh, constantly. There's not a day that we don't have our school athletes in there. Our middle school students come over and use it as during reward days that they have in their building. So it's meant. The students do use it, no doubt about it in there, but it's also meant for the community. And you correct me if I'm wrong. Do not senior citizens for Berlin and Frenchtown both can be members of the rec center. Correct.
That is correct.
And with this millage, what we do is the rates for membership, the yearly membership, are very low. What's the current rate?
As long as you're a resident, it's $100.
It's $100 for a year.
For a year, $100.
$100 for a whole year here.
And so $100. Let me get this straight. Now you got a swimming pool, you got a indoor track, and access to the outdoor track. Is the outdoor track the one around the football field?
Yes.
Really? And weight room?
Yes.
You said. And what else? What am I missing here?
We have a cardio room. We have 2 racquetball courts, a men's and women's locker room with saunas that are
With
a
saunas?
Yes, that are big hits.
You got saunas?
Yes.
Man, I'm gonna move to Jefferson.
That's what we want to hear. Bring some kids with you, please.
How much is it going to be for me? That's what I want. $100. I mean, listen, I know that, and I'm not to diss any of the other, facilities in the county, because I don't want to do that, but because they all offer great programs and everything else, and great services, and I appreciate all of that. But wow, you guys in Jefferson got it made. That is a phenomenal deal.
We've got a jewel in that facility.
So now let me understand the millage. The millage originally was passed 10 years ago,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And and what's on the ballot on May 7th, right? That's this
Upcoming Tuesday.
This upcoming Tuesday. So if you're listening to the show, it's because we're Sunday and then again on Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
So if you're listening to the show, either you still have time to get out and vote.
Yes.
So and that's what we're encouraging people to do, is to get out and vote.
Get out and vote.
And that's the primary message that we want folks to know.
Most
Now, if the millage itself would that raise taxes if it were to be passed?
No, sir. It's a renewal. So it's going to keep everything just the same. Nothing new is added whatsoever. So it's simply a renewal. It's to continue things the way we're operating for another 10 years.
Right.
Now, in that realm, I know Ms. Epler's looking at expanding classes. One of the things she hasn't talked about yet, but I think it's key because people use this, birthday parties. Yeah, we've got a room that she does for birthday parties in there, so folks can come in and rent that room, and they get some help, and they get some fun things that they can do with those birthday parties. It's a lot of things we do to truly make it a community facility.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal asset that you guys have to the community.
Most definitely.
And you guys should be very proud of that.
We are.
So let's talk worst case scenario here. This let's say this millage doesn't pass. What happens to the rec center?
We go to the drawing table to see what could be done, because in theory, there's a finite amount of money,
right,
and it goes away. So
and
we'd be sitting at a table trying to figure out what to do. And we were there once before. We had to mothball that facility, and I do not want to be in that shape whatsoever.
Right.
Our kids need that. Our community needs that. We had an open forum the other morning for folks to come in and talk, and it's the senior citizens utilize that facility in the morning.
Yeah.
And it's not just for kids, but truly for the community.
Now, Elisa, are there classes or anything that you guys offer there? Like I know some places they offer, I don't know, martial arts classes or anything like that, or is it just you're just offering the facility to folks?
No, we definitely offer a wide variety of classes. We do offer martial arts that usually is run on Monday nights by Paul Cuthbert. He's been there for many years. Since I was a kid, he learned from Mary Garrett, who was there probably back
when I was a kid.
Right, back in the 80s when it actually opened. We have speed and agility classes for youth. We have HIIT classes for adults, spin classes for adults, aqua aerobics. So we offer as much as we possibly can to entice people to come in to our facility. And actually, our classes are full for the most part, which is always good.
Now, is there an extra fee to take one of those classes?
There is, and all of our classes have member and non-member prices. So anybody throughout the county can come in and take a class. They're just going to pay a little bit more of a fee than what our members do.
Wow. That is a phenomenal service that you guys provide. I think that is cool. I'm glad you're getting an opportunity to get that out to the rest of the county, because I can tell you, as somebody who doesn't live in the Jefferson school districts, I was not aware of that. And I think it is important that you guys get that message out there. And I know how difficult that is. You got have limited resources and everything else, but it's a great service that you provide to the entire community, and you guys should be proud. So both of you guys are Jefferson grads, right?
Yes, sir.
So I got to ask you this. Like how many, you said if you're an alumnus, you can go $100 a year, right?
I'm an alum and I bought the membership.
Okay. Now what kind of numbers do you get from alums that come back and keep using the facilities? Do you guys keep track of that kind of stuff? Or do you have an idea? Does it seem like there's quite a few people?
I see familiar faces every day.
Do you?
So, I mean, I'm seeing more and more people that I graduated with coming back.
Right.
And getting more memberships. I don't have a specific number just because they're all kind of connected together, all those numbers that we keep. But, I mean, there's not a day that I don't say hi and stop and have a conversation with somebody who I haven't seen in years because they are back at the rec center.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. How about you, Mike? You've seen a lot of your old classmates?
Most definitely. Yeah. One of the things that's come out of all the work that we're doing is really an alumni association that's sort of been kicking in, and we've been doing a lot of connecting. Facebook has helped us out, and coming in to get connections with people. And the resurgence of really Jefferson schools being that community school. And even though people might not live there, or, it's going back as far as 1963, which was Jefferson's first high school class in there, a lot of connections have been remade through not only the rec center, but everything that's been going on out our way. We're doing some good stuff, and it's a cool place to be.
See, and that's a healthy way of doing it. Whereas you see, I didn't grow up in the area. But I live in Ida Township, and I know a lot of people that graduated, the same time as I did, and they all find a place to get together too. Mm-hmm. But it's the Ida Tavern, and that's not quite as healthy as the Jefferson Rec Center.
The Rec Center is
right?
a healthier place.
Yeah.
We might have a couple establishments out our way that we can go afterwards, but
I know you got a few establishments out there. Yeah. I might have frequented one or two of those places.
The one thing you could say about Jefferson, and Ms. Epler and myself are both just two examples of a lot of people leave, a lot of people go away, but they come back. Mm-hmm. There's something about that school that brings people back. I'm one my entire career's been there, but for a while I scooted off and lived in Toledo and thought I'd have some different career things and life things, and lo and behold, it brought me back.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny that you say that though, Mike. Really, because as a guy from the outside coming into this community, one of the things that I've always noticed about Jefferson in particular is that there is a sense of pride. The Bears. I mean, there is a Bear pride. Yes, I'll tell you what. If you went to Jefferson, you're not afraid to say it.
I got a banner on my wall in my office, and it was made by a young man when he was in 5th grade, and he had to move, and it bothered him so bad. But he painted this thing that said, "Once a bear, always a bear." And I've moved various offices in the last 10 years, and that's moved with me. But that says a lot. I mean, that young man encompassed, and now he'd be a senior, if not graduated, and whatever path life has led him down.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said in that statement that once you're a bear, even though you might move somewhere else, you're always a bear.
Yeah.
And you hear that term bear pride kicked around or bear nation kicked around. And that's not... It's not a mistake that those are the terms we use to represent who we are.
Oh, for sure. I believe me. I see it. I see it all the time. You guys should be proud. And that's a great thing. So once again, let's remind everybody, want everybody to get out there and vote.
Get out there, vote Tuesday.
May 7th, Tuesday. Get out there and
vote. It's a renewal. Nothing new, nothing additional. Same old, just asking for some more time.
All right. Sounds good. All right, Elisa and Mike, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here in our town. And that is all the time we have for this week's show. I want to thank everybody for listening, and we'll see everybody next week. Take care, everybody.
Join us every Sunday at noon and Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another edition of This Is Our Town with Jeff Yorkie, a local public affairs presentation of MonroeCountyRadio.com.
This is our town, the place we call home.